The already challenged country of Haiti continues to reel from the 7.0 magnitude quake, killing an estimated 200,000 people. UN relief workers say it has shifted its efforts from recovery to providing critical care for the thousands living in makeshift tent cities and going without food and water. While various government agencies took days to organize relief strategies, it was missionary groups already on the ground, like Mission of Hope, that served as Haiti's true first responders.
As God would have it, we had 2 million meals pre-positioned in our warehouse, and we started getting those out as soon as the earthquake hit. We sent our ambulance out to the streets to try to find those that were sick and bring them in. And now we're 2 weeks into this, and we've distributed all of our meals, and we're out in several locations ministering to people through medicine, sending doctors out, and just doing all we can to get them fresh water, tents right now, food, and medical attention.
Some 12 miles from Port-au-Prince and the quake's epicenter, Mission of Hope has served Haiti for nearly 15 years, providing care to orphans, feeding and education programs, and offering medical care. Its new medical clinic is now the third busiest in the country, overloaded with those victimized by the January 12th earthquake. Here, a medical team from Ventura, California, helped resuscitate a young woman preparing to be a nun. But teams from all over the world are donating their time and expertise, caring for victims and preparing a medical system that can respond to a disaster of this magnitude.
There is nothing like this. This is a totally unique situation. It's amazing because it's completely chaotic. Nothing is organized, there's no structure, nobody's minding narcotics, nobody's planning anything, and yet everything is getting done amazingly well. And I think the reason is that everyone is here because they want to help and they want to do good. And so everyone is putting up with stuff they wouldn't put up with. You know, I'm doing things I wouldn't regularly do. Everyone is doing the same thing and everyone just wants to help.
In a country where 1/3 of its population is homeless, thousands more live without shelter as their homes have been destroyed. U.S.-based aid groups like Samaritan's Purse have relief teams on the ground as well. As recovery efforts slow, its workers organize food distribution and deliver tarps for shelter. Convoy of Hope, who mobilizes resources and trains organizations for disaster relief, seeks to deliver 10 million meals to Haitians in need.
For 3 years, we've been working alongside Mission of Hope, run by Brad Johnson, in feeding just thousands of kids every single day in the schools here in this particular country. And so when the earthquake hit, we also already had a warehouse in place filled with food, and we were able to deploy that food very quickly, meeting people's needs.
And 18,000 U.S. soldiers are in Haiti assisting the UN on peacekeeping missions. Some aid groups fear U.S. troops will leave too soon, making way for greater violence from desperate Haitians.
What we've seen here in January, I mean, I've walked around on this earth for 45 years. I've never seen anything like this. Just the scope of the destruction, and of course, as you mentioned, the loss of life.
This was once a nursing school, and at the time of the earthquake, 150 students were buried alive. And this represents only a fraction of the lost lives scattered throughout the city. While scenes in Haiti are grim, and 80% of its population live in absolute poverty, missionaries say Haitians are resilient and optimistic.
There is hope that the people of Haiti are strong and resilient, and they will come back, and that the ministries that are here on the ground were here before, they're here during, serving the people, and they'll be here in 5 years when everybody else moves on to the next disaster. The church here is alive and doing an incredible ministry to reach this nation and to minister to this nation in this time.
In Haiti, I'm Russ Jones.